Y'all ready for this?
Welcome to episode 7 of the RPO Show. This one has to be special because we've spent the last hour and a half trying to get this thing to work. We were going to sit down and record at 2:30. It is currently 4 p.m. My computer, Zoom, was using 100% CPU. Don't even know how that's possible. Went up to 124. So I had to switch my whole setup. Then everyone's computer was lagging. So I don't know. But we have a good show for you today. We got the headlines, the betting segment. We got some fantasy. We're rolling until we're not rolling. And then we got some good one-on-ones. And, of course, the crazy stat of the week. So, Dylan, go ahead and take us away with the headlines.
All right, let's just dive into it. And honestly, this past week has been a good week for headlines. We never always get it's hit or miss, right? Usually we get headlines or we don't. This is a good week. The first one, we got Melvin Ingram signed with the Steelers. Dobbs, hit us with that crazy stat for Melvin Ingram.
All right. So there's a few of them I'll throw in just real quick. Okay. I can't confirm this, but he might be the only edge rusher in the NFL to have like 3 interceptions over the course of the last 3 seasons. So like 1 interception each season since 2018. He had 0 sacks last year, but he also had 28 pressures, which is tied for the most pressures without a sack last year. And yeah, so that's interesting. So it's not like he's definitely going to provide value to the Steelers for sure. And the question is really like, can he get that sack number back up? But either way, I think it's a good signing for sure.
I love the signing personally. It's just adding depth to that D line and making that defense even better than it was, it seemed like it'd be hard to do, but they did it. All right, moving on to the next one. Unfortunately, Akers tore his Achilles. And this actually kind of hit me hard because I think he was poised to have a great year, breakout year. He was taking on that number 1 running back role. So we won't get to see him this year, but I wanted to ask you guys, should the Rams add another running back to their roster?
I think you have to. I would sign AP, to be honest, because I think Henderson and him have like kind of a similar running style. So not necessarily like you're going to have that receiving back and then like that power back. But I think AP, especially in a young running back room, as Cam Akers starts to get healthy again, I think putting him in there will benefit them in a knowledge aspect. So
I agree with Hunter. I really think they need to add somebody because Henderson has not been able to stay healthy this first 2 years in the league. So if they want to rely on their rookie running backs, they can go for that. But why not sign a guy like AP? I mean, we had the one-on-one last week where, Dobbs really hyped AP up, and I got excited just thinking about him too. Like AP on the Rams might even be better than Henderson and Cam Akers was. Like, you never know.
No, you know who else is still available too as a free agent? They're not horrible yet. I know they've had problems with injuries too. But hey, if you want someone who's younger that might have a little bit more promise and juice left in the tank, Duke Johnson is still available. Interesting. I mean, because the running back market is for real it's definitely pretty worn out right now. And that's kind of why I feel like it is. That's why this injury is so shitty for the Rams, because like you really like Haymakers for real had it like it looked like he was going to rush for like 1,300 plus yards this year. And now you're in a position where you don't even know if you have a guy that's going to go over 1,000. So yeah, it is honestly going to be interesting to see how it turns out. It also is giving a young guy in the Rams an opportunity to break out and become a household name. So it'll be really interesting to see how this season goes for them.
Yeah, and I think AP was meant for this role. He's the veteran. They have a really young running back room. You add him into the mix. He's not going to be that every down guy. Put him in there for like, I don't know, 5, 8, 10 carries a game. He's going to be electric in that Rams offense. SoFi would be going nuts over him.
Him and Stafford finally get a chance on a winning team to go get a ring together. Wow. Hey, that's cool. That's the narrative I'm coming up with. If they make the move,
NFC North boys getting it done in LA.
Literally NFC
cool.
North boys getting done in LA. Bro, someone trademarked this.
Before we move on to the next one,
yeah,
I'm gonna throw on a hot take. I am not a Henderson or Akers buyer. I'm just not like I'm not sold on either of them. I don't think like they're like these incredible backs. I don't know.
I understand Henderson, but
Cam Akers, I loved him at FSU. I think he's a dog. But
we'll see, I guess.
yeah,
I drafted him last year, so
Akers.
Man,
Connor knows all about the Rams running back room last year.
Absolutely.
Man. Well, honestly, this only helps Stafford's MVP.
True.
It definitely does.
Don't rely on him.
As shitty as that is to say, it is a
segue right here. We're moving on to another MVP, the MVP from last year. We're not going to touch on this too much, but Aaron Rodgers declined a 2-year extension that would make him the highest paid NFL player annually. I thought this was interesting because it gives us a little bit more to the narrative, right? It's not really about the money. It's more about him having control over the situation, which is kind of, I don't know. Interesting. What do you guys think here?
Bye. I don't know. Fuck him.
I mean, like, it really just speaks to how betrayed he feels by the organization. Like, they're giving him his respect now, and he still doesn't want it from him. He said that it's too far gone, buddy.
No, you know what I love about it? He quite literally is putting his money where his mouth is. Like, literally, that's hard to find dudes that still do that. And like, he wants to win. Obviously, he's literally he's either retiring or he wants to put himself in a position where he really thinks he can win. What's even more strange is obviously he doesn't think Green Bay is that place. He's like, fuck this. So I just like the whole story is pretty crazy at this point. I definitely didn't think that we were going to be entering the beginning of the season at the end of last year's Super Bowl with this being, basically like the overarching headline. It's crazy.
Yeah, for like the NFL offseason. It's definitely been wild.
I actually have a question I want to pose real quick. What team could give up the least in a deal and get Aaron Rodgers? Like they could swap quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel
they
like
could give them like a decent young quarterback.
Good quarterback.
Well, no, because I feel like the Packers still are gonna try to get the investment out of Jordan Love. I feel like if anything, you'd have to offer them really good draft capital and being confident you can win right now.
And
I'll give you 2 or 3 like a first rounder and like 2 second rounders over the next couple of years.
I'd say draft capital and then maybe a decent young player at a different position.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they'll be going after quarterback. But sometimes they like to add quarterbacks just to make it competitive, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you could do that. And then like I was thinking more like straight up like deals. Like what if like I don't know, just like I can't think of anything else off the top of the head, but like, or what if for some reason the Bills wanted Aaron Rodgers, like you trade Josh Allen and what a pick and you get him.
Hunter,
I'd be fucked for that.
I was thinking maybe even
I'd be so mad if that would happened.
No, I would be so
mad
too.
The Packers would be the greatest franchise of the decade.
I get what you're saying though.
Yeah,
A scenario where a team would consider trading their young quarterback to get Rodgers.
Right.
I was thinking maybe a little Kyler Murray, Isaiah Simmons.
That's not horrible. That's actually
got Hopkins. He's got the weapons, and you get the young defensive talent that could be generational. 2 generational pieces for 1 generational piece.
The definition of mortgaging your future, though. That is the definition of mortgaging your future.
I think to answer your question, Hunter, a team that was already linked to them, the Raiders, I could see them doing that with Derek Carr.
I don't think
they're disrespecting themselves. They are literally they would be the most disrespectful deal.
They'd have to give up at least probably like 2 firsts.
That's
maybe.
what I'm saying. I think what Connor said about the Cardinals would be the least amount a team would give up.
Yeah. Right. All right. You guys ready to move on to the next one?
Yes.
Dobbs, I'm gonna let you have the floor first after I introduce it, because I know you're just going about the market. Okay.
It's crazy.
All right, so Fred Warner signed a contract extension for 5 years worth $95 million. Dobbs, what does this do to the linebacker market?
Well, the linebacker market is literally exploded now. This is for real. Fred Warner's a legend. If he just stays healthy all 5 years, he literally has made like $100 million, and that's unheard of for a middle linebacker. But obviously now this is going to become the standard for all pro linebackers, and that's what the whole point of resetting the market is. So Fred Warner's done that with the linebacker market. We're about to have Jamal Adams do it with the safety market. People are resetting markets, and that's just illustrating to us how much the cap is changing, and we're literally witnessing right now how much bigger the NFL is getting and how much more these dudes are able to get paid. So yeah, we're in the middle of that right now, and Fred Warner's the first guy to cash out. So hey, if I had a glass of champagne, I'd give cheers to you, Fred Warner. So go crazy. And Jamal Adams will be the next guy to do this. So it's definitely something to keep our eyes on.
All right.
I
So
think
Connor, I was gonna say, what would this do for a scenario with the Bears and a young linebacker coming off his rookie deal like Roquan?
So before I touch on the Bears, actually Darius Leonard is the next guy that's going to get paid like that, and I think the Colts put themselves in a good spot by having so much cap space. They have like the most cap space in the league right now for a team that good. So I think they've been preparing for this. But on the flip side, the Bears are going to have to pay Roquan Smith next year, and we do not have the cap space to really pull that off, plus sign A-Rob. So I think the 49ers did such a good job by getting out there early, being the first ones to set the market for guys like him. Sooner or later, you're going to have to pay Devin White, Devin Bush, all these good linebackers that are coming up and whatnot. Fred Warner set the market. You know, he deserved all the money, and John Lynch did a great job by getting there first.
So what, do you pay Roquan now then?
No, I think you
have
gotta
to wait.
You gotta wait one more year.
Leonard's gonna get more than that.
And
Right.
That was the point I was going to bring up too. It's interesting that the first person to reset the market is actually doing the best job, because then all these other dudes are going to be fighting to get paid as the highest middle linebacker, right? Like Darius Leonard will probably break Fred Warner's contract next year. And then after that, like you said, Connor, with Devin White, Devin Bush, Roquan even maybe, like it's just going to keep going up and up. So like the 49ers getting ahead of the curve right here, that was a great play by John Lynch.
Darius Leonard is going to demand. If I was Darius Leonard, I would. I'd be like, dude, you're going to make me the first $100 million inside linebacker, or I'll just like see ya. Especially with the cap room they have.
Yeah,
he has so much leverage.
That's a thing, leverage, and it's upsetting as a Bears fan because now, like, oh, we're gonna have to pay Roquan $20 million a year, and we're already paying Khalil Mack $20 million a year.
Oh,
that's a lot to give deep.
Connor, I know Connor and Dylan. I'm glad you guys brought that up because we didn't even think about this till now, or I didn't. That's exactly why the contract talks with A-Rob are shafted, because they know, they're like, look, dude, you bring a measurable value, but Roquan Smith's position we need, we need the immeasurable.
I would rather
value
have
that he
Roquan
brings
100 times out of.
I mean, and it's just what it is too, because it's easier to find talent at the receiver position than the middle linebacker position.
Or at least Hall of Fame talent.
Right.
The only issue is when the Bears say we don't keep A-Rob. Okay, Mooney is not a number one. I don't think will be a number one, just because of he's a speedster. So my thing is you have to bring in a number one then. You do.
Yep.
So that kind of screws you. So
sorry, off topic. I saw a scenario, and I usually like this guy. His name's Max Markham. He's a Bears Twitter guy.
I've seen him.
He posted this tweet today. It was like, what if this would never happen? But he said Bears got Chris Godwin and drafted Chris Olave or something. And to me, yeah, that's cool. But that hypothetical makes no sense. If we can't pay A-Rob, what makes you think we'll be able to pay Godwin?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Maybe we can get rid of Quinn.
Yeah, that signing's not looking great right now.
No, that's the problem, dude. You guys are just gonna cut him the first chance you have and just eat the cap that 1 year.
They've been trying to do everything they can. The only hope is that he spazzes in this new defense, because I honestly hated Chuck Pagano as a defensive coordinator. So
you could tell our defense was trending downward.
They were very conservative. Yeah. The reason the Bears were so good in 2018 was because they blitzed every fucking down.
It's looking like you guys should just fucking pay Leonard Floyd, if we're being honest. Literally, Leonard Floyd's over there.
No, I don't think he's gonna have another year like that. I think that was a one-off year.
He finally got his shit together.
I think he's gonna be a solid DN for the Rams for a while.
No, Brandon Staley got him right. Literally in one season, he was like, "All right, look, dude, we're just gonna fix a few things in your technique."
Brandon Staley ain't there no more.
He took that Brandon Staley knowledge. That Brandon Staley knowledge is
Look what happened to
Carson
Wentz. Look what happened to Carson Wentz when his coach left.
Hey, that was way different. There was no the whole playbook was gone. The whole playbook was gone. Leonard Floyd still remembers his moves. But
I think playing off of the best defensive player potentially of all time just helps him out so much. Maybe he might not be as good, but he'll be like a decent piece for the Rams. He won't be anything crazy. I think, Connor, you're right. This was probably one of the better years of his career this past year. All right, let's get into the gambling segment here. We decided to go with a new DraftKings section. We got the season specials, and we chose 3 sections: highest scoring team of the year, least points conceded for the year, and the winning state. So Hunter, start us off.
Okay. So if you've listened, I'm a Titans guy. The Titans finished, what'd you say, last year, 4th in highest scoring or something like that when we talked yesterday? Okay.
Yeah, 4th.
They added Julio Jones. So am I counting on Julio Jones to score a lot more? No. But I'm counting on the defenses being like, oh shit, we have to cover this guy. And then Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, whatever other fucking receiver wants to eat that day, whatever Tannehill wants to throw to. Man, the Titans at plus 2,000? Stop.
Take
Put your
out
life on
Tannehill.
it.
Take out Tannehill. He just picks who he wants. Take out food. He just picks out who he wants that night. What is he? What is Tannehill eating for dinner?
He wants
All right.
Uncle Julio's. He wants Uncle Julio's.
He wants Long John Silver's.
This is pure comedy.
No, see, no.
Take out Tannehill. Someone write this down. Write this down.
Titans at plus 2,000. I think are your best odds in this case.
All right, Dobbs and Connor, we have a split one with you guys. Let us know. Bless us with the knowledge here.
I'll let Connor bless him with the knowledge.
All right. Me and Dobbs are on the same page for this one. If you're going to pick the highest scoring team, you're going to want a team that's on offense a lot, and you're going to want a team that's got one of the best offenses in the league. And at plus 1,600, we got them boys. That's all I'm going to say.
That,
Boys.
I never thought I'd be siding with them boys, but
You got the Mike McCarthy boys. That's
Mike
crazy.
McCarthy.
Mark McCarthy boys, the boys with the Z at the end, bro. Don't forget.
Dylan took the easiest fucking choice.
All right, well, let me
Take.
preface it here. I was riding with the Rams for this one, but because of Connor and Dobbs' explanation for the Cowboys, having a bad defense means you're on offense a lot. This team doesn't necessarily have a bad defense, but it scared me away from the Rams because their defense is so fire. But I just decided to ride with my boy Mahomes here. He's going for 50 tutties this year, I promise. 5-0. Yeah, he's doing it.
He's already done it. 50 in a 17-game season is kind of a letdown if you think about it.
Whoa.
He already did 50 in 16.
Well, he's going to do it this year again in 17.
Is Patrick Mahomes on the decline?
That's
That's the title.
No, wait, Dylan.
Dude, that'd
Dylan,
be the best clickbait ever. I can't even
Oh my
lie. That'd be
God.
so fire.
I
Is
just had
Patrick
to throw this
Mahomes'
in.
career on the decline?
Stupid. Dylan, you saw that they signed Alex Okafor, which gives us a little bit of insight to how they feel about the Frank Clark situation, which I feel like is kind of
Yeah.
very important to like the whole point
He's-
of like them having a worse defense.
He's not
He's not
coming.
playing
He's
this
not
year.
playing
He's not
football.
playing this
My man was riding around with an Uzi. He's not playing football this year. I'm sorry.
In a Lambo truck. At least he went
In a
out in
Lambo truck.
style.
That's-
He went
kinda
on
sick,
style. Shout out Frank Clark. Stupid.
Stupid ass.
All right, we're going to the next one. Least points conceded, Hunter.
Dolphins, baby. Tua is not the guy. So they're gonna, I feel like, make the offense very, very short game, run the ball a decent amount. They're gonna take up a lot of time on that offense, right? And the Dolphins defense is already fucking scary. So at plus 1,800 odds, I think they were 6th last year in least points conceded. So I think besides the Rams, they have the best chance. Or no, not the Rams. Washington football team, just based off the division as well. So I'm gonna go. I wanted to go football team, but I didn't want to take Dylan's. I wanted to give another answer.
Hey,
but
we
I
can
think the
agree with
Dolphins
it.
are. I agree with it, but I think the Dolphins are also like a good value for your money.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, Dobbs.
So Mariah had to go with the Rams just because it kind of like it's the opposite of the Cowboys one. For the best defense, I'm looking at a team that's going to be on offense a lot. And then when they got to step out on the field in defense, they just do their thing and the offense gets back out there and churns more clock. And I think who else other to look to than Sean McVay and the Rams for this one? I won't even go any deeper in that. Just great Hall of Fame. They have 2 Hall of Fame defenders on the squad. They added Stafford. They chew the fuck out of the clock. I'm taking LA on this one for sure at plus 1,800.
This is really bad podcasting here. I should have done this before the question. But the top 5 last year for least points conceded. Number 1 was the Rams. Number 2 was the Ravens. 3 the Steelers, 4 was Washington, 5 was Saints, and then 6 was the Dolphins, which was Hunters. Just want to throw that out there. So the Rams did finish first last year, Dobbs.
No, it's exactly. And like now you get rid of Goff and you add Stafford. I mean, plus 1,800. These odds are actually kind of even disrespectful when you consider that. Like things have only gotten better. So I don't know.
Know would have been a good stat to look up for these teams? Time of possession.
Yeah. That would have been.
You look up time of possession, look up the worst division, and strength of schedule. You could probably figure it out who's going to. And you'd have to basically look at a team that hasn't changed much.
I don't want to like go on a rant right here, but time of possession is such an undervalued stat for NFL teams because it is so important. Time of possession wins football games alone. And I just don't think people ever look at that. If you go look at the playoff teams or the teams that make the playoffs every year, how many is it? Like it's 12, right? So
yeah,
I think like
it's 14 now.
Okay, yeah, 7.
17,
yeah, they added the extra spot. I'm pretty sure like 8 of them are in the top 10 for time of possession.
Yeah.
So like it is so valuable and no one ever looks at it.
No,
it's time of possession and scoring differential. Because when I this is like not the same at all, but when I was in high school and we did lacrosse, our defense was actually really, really good. But like at the beginning of the season, we were getting chewed out because like we were letting up a ton of goals. Well, eventually they looked at the time of possession and the offense couldn't keep the ball. They kept losing it. So if we broke down how much time we were actually on defense and the amount of goals allowed, we were like really, really, really good. And then they figured out is the offense and like they were less on our ass. But it's like if you're on defense all the time, you're gonna let up points at some point. I mean, that's what happened with the Bears is they were on
biggest killer for the Bears defense.
Oh,
biggest killer for the Bears defense.
They destroyed them.
I think
go ahead, Dobbs.
Really what I think, like what I think it comes down to is, it's like long drives. We see teams like the Patriots have done it for years. A long drive in crucial moments will rip a team's heart out. You get them to third down 3-4 times in the drive. They always they keep converting it. They're running the ball 2-3, each set of downs, and they're taking 2 minutes off the clock each like 3 downs. And before you know it, they're in the end zone and it took 10 minutes off the clock. And then your offense is getting cold on the bench. And it's just your defense was chilling for a while, getting time to get fresh. And I think that like when you just keep doing that, it's just like you just beat the shit out of the team mentally.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams were 3rd in time possession last year. All right. Kick it over to Connor for his.
All right. So, Hunter, you said 3 very smart things 5 minutes ago. Time of possession. Let's look at the Buccaneers. Time of possession. I'd say they'd be up there for next year, just from Tom Brady's perspective.
Yep.
Team that hasn't changed much. The Bucs are literally returning all 22 starters.
Mm-hmm.
And division. You've got a team that has no continuity at quarterback. Sorry, Dobbs. I know they're going to be good, but no continuity at quarterback. You got a team that's got Sam Darnold as quarterback, and you got a Falcons team that just lost their best receiver on the squad. And they're not very good. So the Bucs are by far and large the best team in that division. And also, they have Todd Bowles, probably one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. Like, the man schemed up the perfect game plan against the best quarterback in the league, shut him down. I know he didn't have any offensive line, but he was still brilliant in that fact. And at plus 1,600, it's the Bucs. They're going to be the least points conceded team this year. Take it to the bank.
I just have to say, such a compelling argument right there.
Thank you.
Just quick tidbit too. Quick tidbit. Todd Bowles, best case scenario after getting fired 2 years ago, lose your head coach job, come to the Bucs, get a Super Bowl literally 2 years later. Gang. He's like, you know what? Getting fired wasn't the worst thing in the world. I got the fuck out of New Jersey. Got the fuck. They're the New York Jets, but it's New Jersey. So I feel like not enough people know that. Get that in your head if you didn't know that. But yeah, anyways, so you get the fuck out of New Jersey, you get the fucking Tampa, a little bit less money, Super Bowl ring on his finger.
Bro,
hey, shout out Todd Bowles, baby.
Are the Jets gaslighting their location? They're lying.
The Jets full of cap.
I just gotta say, some coaches aren't meant to be head coaches. They're just better as coordinators. And reuniting Todd Bowles with Bruce Arians was the best thing the Bucs did, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
That and bringing in Tom Brady, of course.
Well, for real.
All right, so mine, Hunter already said it. I'm going with the football team at plus 1,100 odds.
Oh, I did.
It's
snitch. My
Riverboat
bad.
Ron and Chase Young. They're gonna fucking eat this year on defense.
And Montez Sweat.
Let's
Don't sleep on my
Montez
boy,
Sweat,
bro.
he's a good secondary defensive end. I can't lie. But also, the one thing to this is that Alex Smith was so conservative. He was doing those long drives. It helped out the defense so much, right? Fitzpatrick, I didn't really think about this until we started talking about TOP. He likes to get a little loose with the football, throw it around a little bit. But they're still a really good defense. I still think they have a conservative play style, so on offense. So I think it still is a good bet. All right, next one we got winning state. Fuck, let me read them off. So we got basically the way they set this up was they have an option for any other state, and then they have the states where there are 2 or more football teams. So they have California, Florida, Maryland, New York / New Jersey, Ohio, Texas, and Pennsylvania. Hunter, what did you go with here?
Oh, we won't right answer here. It's obviously New York. Not the Jets. Not the Giants.
This is funny.
In case you forgot, Buffalo is a part of New York
Everyone
State.
forgets that.
And if you didn't forget, there's a quarterback up there by number 17 who can throw the ball at least 200 yards. And they got Stephon Diggs. New York, you have 3 teams.
No, the
They
craziest
could
part.
win.
That's the craziest part.
It's plus
The only
900.
The only team they have is Buffalo. Technically, we're actually opening up a whole new can of worms.
Oh,
New
what happened
Jersey
to the
and
Zach Wilson?
The
What happened to
Giants,
Zach
the
Wilson?
Giants and the Jets are both New Jersey.
What happened to
That's,
Zach Wilson?
that's what's fucked. Is the Giants and the Jets both play in New Jersey?
Oh, he's saying just New York is
like
the
literally,
Bills.
the Buffalo is
No,
like,
no.
like.
No. This was a New York, New Jersey bet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that makes more sense.
Yeah,
but
what happened to Zach Wilson?
But no, Dobbs,
he's the
honestly,
guy.
Dobbs,
Yes!
honestly, regardless, that
But
did make sense because the Bills might as well be the only team in New York this year, if I'm being honest. As far as Super Bowl champions,
Stop sleeping on those Jets, but yeah, for Super Bowl championship.
Jets.
Super Bowl.
Hot Jets.
Jets.
Hot Jets,
Hot Jets
Zach
this year.
Wilson, rookie Super Bowl MVP, baby.
Every year,
I'm coming
every
to
year
guns
we
blazing
pick
next
a-
season if that's that.
every year we pick an incredible underdog, and we say hot, and then whatever their name is.
That's
Yeah,
the Hot
that's what
Jets for sure
happens,
this
bro.
year. That has
Yeah.
to be the Hot Jets this
Next year is the
Rip
year's the
the
hot
Hot
Jags. Next year's the hot Jags.
or the Hot
Yo,
Lions
Hunter.
next year.
Yo.
Wait, hold up.
Can me and Hunter choose a different team? I don't really.
Oh,
like the
yeah, want it?
Jets.
Let's pick a team.
All right,
Yeah,
you
we're
guys
gonna
can
team
have
up
your
on
side.
this.
Feel free. Me and Connor are confident.
No,
on
that's
our
what we
side
should
here.
do.
All
And
right,
then
all right,
whatever
all right.
team,
Little side
whatever
bet?
team. Yes, I
We're-
like
me
that.
Me and Connor are scoffing at your shit over
What
here.
we did
We're
last
literally
year,
like,
what we did last year was pick a team that's under 500 to root for the next year. So you guys
I
are the
like that.
Jets.
100%. We're going New Jersey.
Hunter, who are we going with here?
Washington, because they were under 500, weren't they?
No, they weren't.
8-8.
No. Oh, that's 500.
8-8?
Fuck.
That's cheating.
No, it's only fun if you choose a really bad team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
just
gotta-
gas them up.
We can be
Yeah,
the
who-
hot Jags. We can
You
be the
guys
hot
could be the
Jags.
Hot
You wanna
Jags,
ride with the
Urban
Jags, bro?
Irish
I'll ride with
like
the
that.
Jags.
The Urban
No.
Irish.
Or the hot Chargers. The hot Chargers.
number 1 and number 2 picks.
Oh, dude.
There's no way that our Chargers aren't going to be hot, though. I feel like that's cheating. The Chargers are going to be hot. Like, there's
That's
no
definitely
way.
cheating.
Yeah, the
You know
whole
what, bro?
point
I
of it
wanna
is
ride
that
with the
team
Jags.
is
The
probably
hot
gonna be bad.
Bengals. You
I
guys
don't
should be
wanna
like the
ride
hot
with the
Bengals.
Bengals.
I would fuck with Cincinnati, bro. It's so gross.
Okay,
It
let's
just
run
makes
it.
it
The
fun.
dirty C.
Hot
Let's run it with the dirty C.
Dirty C.
That sounds so foul. The dirty C.
The hot
Oh,
Bengals.
let's
You're out here,
go,
Hunter's out here
bro.
making merch, bro. The Dirty C Super Bowl
Dirty
champions
C.
2025.
Imagine
2026.
pulling up. Imagine pulling up to Cincinnati. What the fuck do you think you're gonna see?
Just listen to the Cat Williams
Zoo.
special about Cincinnati. He'll tell you all about it.
I feel like
Cincinnati
and
looks like.
I've drove through it once, but I feel like Cincinnati is like a very, very like extremely budget like Atlanta.
Literally, like Hunter. Anybody who hasn't seen it after this episode, any listener, please look up the Cat Williams.
It
on
looks fire,
Cincinnati.
bro.
You will literally be crying laughing because
Okay.
he literally had a
Go
whole
live there,
rant.
Dylan.
He
It
had
looks
a
fire.
he had a
I'm looking this
whole
up.
rant
What are you
about
saying?
Cincinnati.
That's our team, Hunter. What are you saying here?
No. I support the team, not the city.
That's
Look
hilarious.
at that. Look at that view.
I'm
What
looking
view?
it up. I've
Oh,
never
you get to
seen-
see all
Kinda
of
nice.
Ohio from that.
I sent you guys
building.
a picture. That's
Let me take a look
fire.
at this. Let me take a look at this view, bro. Let me take a look.
Kinda nice.
Okay,
thank
and
you.
then what do you do there?
Ride the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, clearly right.
Hey, yeah,
You can do that at Navy Pier.
Bro, no, clearly you ride the Ferris wheel. You can take a drive on the bridge at night. Like, there's definitely at least two good things to do in Cincinnati. Right
Bro,
there.
I feel like this picture is such a cap and so edited.
Oh, incredibly.
It's like the
not-
Ferris wheel's edited in.
That's what you look up. You just look up
Chicago Ferris
city
wheel.
skyline, and that'll come up.
Someone's like,
that's
no,
not
that
even
picture's actually
Cincinnati.
20 years old, and they actually just refurbished it, and everything in that picture's been removed. Like, you go, it's all cap.
All right. Let's get back on track here. That was a
I don't even know where we were.
fucking
No, that is a
tangent.
hilarious segment. We're
Um,
Cincinnati. I sincerely
okay.
apologize.
Dobbs, we're on to you. Hunter was talking about New York, and then we got into the Jets and then Cincinnati. But Dobbs, winning state.
I'll keep mine
Yeah.
short. I'll keep mine short because went on a Cincinnati rant. But Cali, because I already said I think the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl, and so like I got to go Cali. I mean, like, I'll leave it simple.
I like that too.
And I think at 400, you're not making a ton of money, but you're also not risking a ton of money. So it's like, if you want to put like why not? It's just like, I think you got a good chance to win it. Also not make. Yeah, I would go Cali on this one. This would not be that I really put money on, but Cali, if I get Buzz Roger, why not?
Connor, you're up next. By chance, does yours have to do with the team that me and Hunter almost supported up in Jacksonville?
It does not. No.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
I have
know,
a name
that's tough.
for our team now. I came up instead of they can be the hot Jets. We're gonna be this. We're gonna be sexy Cincy.
Oh, okay.
I kind of
like
like the
that.
Dirty C.
Well, okay, we
That's
can
a
be the Dirty
nickname.
C. Yeah, we'll be the Dirty
It
C.
could be the Dirty C,
Let's get
Or
some
this-
merch out. All right.
Dirty
let's
C-
get off this.
This is so
or it could be
bad.
either or, depending on the day. Like,
Okay, so
True,
plus
that is
500,
true.
Connor.
Yeah, so we got Florida. Kansas City wasn't an option, and they're the favorites for the Super Bowl. Next best thing is Tampa Bay, so you pick Florida at plus 500. Also, if you really think Tua's a guy like I'm hoping he is, then Miami could make a little run there. So I'm going with Florida.
All right. For mine, am I lame for doing this? Because I just looked at for all of the sections, I have the lowest odds for all of them.
Yeah, that's why I didn't take it. It's such a fucking cop out bet.
All right. So I did other state because I am preaching and manifesting a Chiefs versus Bucks Super Bowl again this year. I think the NFL wants it to happen. Tom versus Mahomes round 2 in the Super Bowl. Like, come on. It's fun.
I thought you were gonna say the Bears, bro. I was literally preparing mentally for you to say I managed to the Chicago Super Bowl. It's like, oh,
No, but I'm just going with that because I think the Chiefs are going to get it done. And then maybe round 3 the following year. Who knows?
Oh my God, I hope not.
It's going to be the Warriors versus Cavs, but the NFL
I hope
version.
not. I really hope
All right.
not.
So that was our gambling segment. A little fun there. Hunter, take us through the fantasy segment.
So moving over to the fantasy segment, we all love fantasy and it's coming up. We can't wait to draft. We're doing a dynasty league of our own. No fucking auction draft though. And so the first question we
Fuck
have is
auction
the
draft.
tight end fantasy sleeper. So these are guys that, may not be at the top of your list, but could have a stellar year. So first, Dobbs, go ahead with yours.
Man, first of all, Jared Cook, you sleazy son of a bitch. You sleazy son of a bitch. Adam Troutman's going to show you what a real tight end looks like. And at an ADP of 185, I'm cheesing. Dayton fans are cheesing. Adam Troutman's going to show the NFL what he's made of. I've been waiting for it. Jared Cook's bitch ass was getting touches, going talking shit about the
Jeez.
Saints, fumbling away Drew Brees' last Super Bowl chance. Oh yeah, no, I hope he knows it too. Man, scrub. And Adam Troutman's going to show the Saints and the NFL what a real New Orleans tight end looks like. With that said, let's get the flexing on him, Adam Troutman.
I'm about the Adam Troutman train. I'm going to jump on it.
Okay.
No, everyone needs to before it's too late. I'm telling you guys.
An incredibly hostile response, Connor.
All right. My sleeper tight end this year is Irv Smith Jr. from the Vikings. They lost Kyle Rudolph. And that's a pretty high-powered offense. I think they were top 10 in scoring last year. So he's going to be the third option in Minnesota. I'm sure he'll get a bunch of targets either in the red zone or off, screens, a lot of flat rollouts and whatnot. Kirk Cousins likes to throw the ball around a little. His ADP is 131, so you can get him pretty late. Tight end 2, pretty good upside. So I think Irv Smith Jr. is going to have a lot of value.
So I went with a newly signed guy. He's on a new team this year, a team that loves to use tight ends, historically has done a great job of using it. I'm going with Jonnu Smith on the Patriots. His current ADP is 134. I think he's been going in like, people have been reaching on him like round 9, I'd say. But this man is a freak of an athlete. He's so fast. He looks like a receiver. They did sign Hunter Henry. I don't think that matters that much. Like, I think Jonnu Smith is so good that he could be threatening to lead the team in receiving this year. I think he's that good. They did sign Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne. But again, Jonnu Smith is that good. He's that good of an athlete. He's going to dominate in that offense. I truly believe it.
Well, that is for your tight ends. I'm going Cole Kmet. I don't know if you watch his. I don't know when he did not get the ball a ton last year, but when he got the ball, he ran angry. He was pissed. And like there'd be like 4 guys on him and he was just pissed. So I think with Jimmy Graham was like a good like red zone target last year and all that. But I honestly think that whole year was to kind of teach Cole Kmet of like what they're expecting him to do. So I think they're going to play Kmet a little bit more. And I think honestly with A-Rob and Mooney, and then we have Graham and Kmet in the middle at an ADP of 140. I think he's easily worth the risk. I might, yeah. But that'll wrap it up for our tight end fantasy sleepers. We have so we're doing this all off of Fantasy Pros and the rankings. So they have wide receivers. We're doing this all PPR, and they have receivers ranked in tiers. So we had what fantasy tier 4 receiver, according to Fantasy Pros, will finish the best of their group. Dobbs, go ahead.
All right, so I went with the guy with the lowest ADP out of all of us, which is T. Higgins. And my logic on this is actually really simple. And hear me out on this, because I know there's a lot of really good options for you.
30C.
But here's why. Because Jamar Chase is going to open up T. Higgins even more and T. Higgins was already getting open by himself last year. Well, with the help of Jamar Chase, I think T. Higgins is going to be, as we've said, Jamar Chase is going to be burning dudes over the top. T. Higgins is going to be open a lot. T. Higgins is now the possession receiver of this team, kind of in a way. I think he's going to see a ton of targets. He's going to catch a lot of balls, even if it's not super deep. He's going to be a good guy to go to on third down. And the Bengals offense is probably going to be pretty good. So with that said, I think T. Higgins out of here has a really good chance to be like really, really good value, especially at 67. Something like anywhere around there, you get great value out of T. Higgins this year.
Do you think Cincy is kind of crowded in the receiver space though?
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like Joe Burrow, I mean, like I think the Bengals drafted him to throw the ball a lot. I mean, like they know, like Joe Burrow can like that. Like I think that's the goal. Like Joe Burrow is the type of guy who can throw the ball like 30, 40 times a game and get it done. I mean, we saw at LSU. Like I think that like there's just a lot of mouths to feed, but Joe Burrow's the type of dude that can feed a lot of mouths. Kind of like over there, you know, it's like he's obviously not Tom Brady, but like it's kind of like how the Bucs can manage to feed a lot of mouths too. Like I think that, and also like. I really do think Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are going to be like a nice little combination.
Mm-hmm. I feel you.
I always hate to say this too, but it is a part of the NFL. It is a part of fantasy, a big part of fantasy, actually. If for God forbid some injury happens to one of the Bengals receivers, I think the production of the other 2 guys is going to skyrocket. So God forbid something happens to Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, like T. Higgins is going to have a very good year too. So
I agree. Connor?
Before I give mine, also, do you guys know the Burbs pro anti-list thing that I always have running and whatnot?
Yeah, of course.
The Dirty C is now on the pro list. So
was it on the
C?
Was it on the
what is this pro list?
So last year when we had the podcast with Harris, we would do, you know, like just people that we fucked with or whatnot more than anybody else, and then like anti people. And then at the end of the year, we do a pro list award member, like person of the year, and then anti-list. So now we got the Dirty C on the pro list.
So where does Joe Mixon fall on this list?
Oh, See,
We're
that's
pretty
tough.
torn.
He's in
here.
the dirty
Why?
sea.
It's not.
I like Joe
Oh.
Mixon.
Oh, he's
I
in
like,
the dirty seat.
Oh
still-
my god!
I'm still
Oh.
rapping Joe Mixon.
I'm repping Joe Mixon too right now.
I feel like Hunter's forced to now.
Can I just
Look
be
at you,
honest?
forced.
No.
I just think it's so funny to like get attached to something that's kind of on the grosser side of it and then just like
Yeah.
gas it up so much. It's so fun.
That's
Like
exactly, now
Cincinnati-
you guys are in a fun position.
Cincinnati
Ew.
probably is not that cool of a place, but I'm just gonna gas it up and make it seem like it's the best place
When
ever.
is
Look at the
people- when-
Ferris wheel.
Bro, has someone ever said to you?
on earth.
Has someone ever said to you, "Yo, let's go to vacation. Let's hit Cincinnati."
Oh no, you're pulling the Noah. The Joe Keem.
Keem.
Joe Keem on Cincy?
All right,
Petty.
wait, sorry, Connor,
Consistency.
go ahead.
Okay. All right. So my tier 4 receiver, I took the highest ADP or the lowest ADP, the one that'll be drafted first, and that's Julio Jones. His ADP is 40 right now. I think he's a steal in like the 3rd to 4th round. I mean, the man's has always been a 1st or 2nd round pick, no matter what. He's gonna get 100 yards receiving every game. And you know, I really like the style of offense. I think it fits him a little bit better than it did in Atlanta. So I think he's going to see more end zone targets this year than he ever has in the past. So, I mean, I'm taking Julio Jones in every draft in the 3rd and 4th round when I can get him.
Can I propose a question real quick too? Fantasy related, of course. So there's a lot of disparity between the rankings like on ESPN and NFL.com, right? The biggest one that I've always noticed is AJ Brown in NFL.com has been mocked late 1st round. Like he's the 10th person in the rankings.
Wow.
ESPN is like he's around 20, so like back of the 2nd round, right? I personally, I don't buy the AJ Brown 1st round fantasy value. I want to see what you guys thought, because to me that was always bizarre. Like he's a crazy athlete. He's so good, but you also added Julio, right? And like Julio is still really fucking good. Like I know he's old, but he is a monster still.
I can see that next year, depending on how he plays this year. I would feel more comfortable. If you can get him at the end of the 2nd round, take him. But I could see like a middle 2nd round selection. I think that's fair. Or like big if it's like heavy receivers taken the 1st round, like not many running backs are taken, which would be rare. I can see taking earlier 2nd round, but I don't. I think he's more of a mid end of 2nd round kind of guy.
Okay, cool. I agree. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I just don't think he wouldn't get that
Not
production.
one, not
He
1st
wouldn't-
round yet.
I mean, it's like
In
for
what, a
him to
20 team
go
fucking league? Maybe.
for him to go like 10th overall is like saying you think he's going to be better than Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, like all those dudes.
Well, then you also have to implement the fucking running backs that are going to get taken in the first couple picks, you know? So it's like,
right.
I don't know. But
Okay.
Dylan, who'd you take in this tier 4 list?
I've been preaching this guy all offseason. You need to get a piece of the Rams offense. Robert Woods is a fantastic receiver, but Cooper Kupp is also going to eat. His ADP is 54. I think he can easily compete with any of these guys to be the best in this tier. And with Stafford throwing him the ball, I think he's going to come in and have one of his first healthy seasons and play all year long.
Mhm.
And I think if you can get him round 4, reach on him a little bit, that's an absolute steal too. That Rams offense is going to be electric. I think Cooper Kupp's going to eat.
Mhm. I think the Rams offense is going to be pretty good. Another offense that I think could be good every single year is the Vikings. So I took Adam Thielen with ADP of 47. The way I see it is Dalvin Cook, injuries are kind of here and there with him, and like you can't really rely on him to play the full season. Justin Jefferson, great receiver. Adam Thielen's a great compliment to him because that's kind of how it's going to go going forward. But it doesn't knock any bit of Adam Thielen's talent. Like he's still talented, and God forbid something happened to Justin Jefferson where he has to sit out. Like Adam Thielen's gonna be the number 1, and I don't know, like who else are you really throwing it to out there? So I mean, they got options, but Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson are clear 1 and 2. So I think he's a safe pick, especially in the 4th round. Play him in a flex, like not bad.
The only thing unsafe about him is he's just getting older, and you just never
Yeah.
know when the drop off's coming for most guys. But other than
Yeah.
that, I agree with you. I 100%.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
agree that. Oh, I was gonna
No,
say
go ahead. Go ahead.
drop off is scary, but it does need to be said. He was I top 10 for sure, maybe closer to top 5 fantasy receiver last year.
So someone wrote down this question. I don't know who it was, but someone said, what round would you feel comfortable drafting Darrell Henderson?
All right, so I'll just say I wrote down this question real quick as we were doing the news or headline segment because I think this is an interesting question, and I think a lot of people will be interested in this and want to know. So yeah, who wants to take this first?
I don't know because I don't know too much about him, and I honestly don't really. I don't know. I felt like the Rams were really invested in Cam Akers, and I think they were going to try to implement that run game. But now they have Matt Stafford. They can throw it 50 times a game. Like, I feel like he'll get some of that workload that Cam Akers was going to get, but I'm not buying into the running game for Henderson. So I don't know.
I'll take a crack at it. I've been a big fan of Darrell Henderson ever since he came into the league. I think I've drafted in the last 2 years in a row in fantasy football. I mean, it's been like rounds 13 and lower because, you're taking a crack at a Rams running back. Why not? But if you've ever seen his highlights at Memphis, like
Crazy.
fucking electric. Like the dude, like if there was a definition for home run hitter in fantasy football, it's Darrell Henderson. And like he's got the talent. He's been injured a lot. And I think I would be comfortable drafting him in the 3rd round if barring they don't sign anybody else. And I'm assuming that the closer we get to draft season, the more solidified every roster is going to be. I'm not seeing them, picking up a free agent 2 weeks before the first game of the season. So, I mean, once you get down to the thick of it, of the fantasy football like season and whatnot, I would be comfortable taking him in the 3rd round. Cam Akers was a 2nd round pick. I don't think the talent level's all that far off. He's worse, but I mean, not that much worse. And the offense is going to be amazing, like you were saying, Dylan. So I'd be comfortable 3rd round.
Okay.
Yeah. Just touch on there real quick. I was actually going to say 3rd round too, Connor. I think I'd say 4th or 5th is like a safe bet. Like if he's there 4th or 5th round, absolutely take a flyer on him. You can always make up for, not always, but you could usually make up picking up someone, and they'll add value to your team for running back. But 3rd round, if you're really feeling ballsy, you believe in him. And let's say he does assume almost the exact same role that Akers does. That'd be an absolute steal. Like Darrell Henderson will be that good. The only other thing, like you said too, Connor, is if they do add someone and you do take him that early, that's going to be horrible for that because they're almost saying that whoever they sign is going to get a lot of touches too. So,
Well, that'll wrap up our fantasy segment. We're going to move on to the one-on-one segment. What second-year quarterback will have the best season?
Connor
Who wants
Dobbs
to
wants
go
to
first?
I think who went first last time? We'll just always switch off.
I think I went first last time, so I think you should go first this time.
All right,
You got the timer ready?
3, 2, 1.
All right, so with Justin Herbert, let's just start off with the stats last year because they're eye-popping. I mean, first of all, you got a 22-year-old kid who comes in the league, throws for 4,336 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 1.7% interception whatever clip. So he's only throwing an interception 1.7% of the time. And he came into the Chargers offense. The Chargers obviously had a lot of weapons, which is one thing that's huge about him. But in college, when nobody expected this to happen, some notable things about him that I think are really interesting. He engineered this year 3 straight game-winning drives as a rookie quarterback, which is crazy. He's also the only rookie quarterback in history to have 10 multi-passing touchdown games, which is also 7 of them were consecutive. I mean, there's really not like Justin Herbert he's 6'5". He has all the tools to be a great quarterback. He has Brandon Staley coming in, who obviously already showed he's a great defensive coach. If he can bring that same energy and control the offense, I see no way that the Chargers are not going to be a great team for a long time. And the O-line has gotten better. I mean, and the weapons are just younger and getting better. I think the Chargers are on pace to be a great team for a long time, and Justin Herbert's going to engineer that future.
All right, Connor, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Joe Burrow, the greatest college quarterback of all time. Had his rookie year last year. And you know what? It was cut short. They had some offensive line problems. And you know what? The thing that I loved most about his season last year, his scrambling ability transferred straight from the college to the pros. And I think that separates him from the other quarterbacks in the league when you can make something out of nothing and you're also just as accurate in the pocket. But I also want to touch on the offensive line this year because that's where everybody says he's not going to be that great. The offensive line is actually not as bad as a lot of people said. People are saying they should have drafted Penny Sewell and whatnot. No, they should not have. And this is why. Riley Reif, the right tackle that they signed this year, had a 75 pass blocking grade last year. That is exactly the middle of the pack. 34 out of 64 qualifying tackles. Jonah Williams, the left tackle, was the best player on Alabama 2 years ago. That's what Nick Saban said, quote unquote. He's their left tackle.
Connor's always fighting with the buzzer.
This minute.
I was right at the buzzer.
Kills me.
All right, Dobbs, ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
No, Connor, I completely agree with that point about scrambling, and I'm glad you brought it up because you'll agree with this. One thing that Justin Herbert, I think, surprised a lot of people with last year was how good he was outside of the pocket. Nobody even really knew he had that element to his game where when the play breaks down, he can, he can run. I remember one play specifically against the Saints where it killed me. It was a long third down. We had him. It was momentum was shifting our way, and this dude rolls out of the pocket, and it was to Keenan Allen. He's rolling right and throws a dart to Keenan Allen. It was like a 30-yard strike straight into the end zone, and with right at the edge of the pylon. And I was like, damn, dude,
you're done.
This kid has got it. So, yeah, Just Herbert on the run, he's money too.
Do we have to dock Dobbs for going long? No, I'm playing.
Yeah,
sorry.
he definitely earned you.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, shit. Can you give me it again? you got to say start. You just said, all right.
He doesn't start the stopwatch until you start talking.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
This is good knowledge.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, you can start it now. So the thing I have to say against Justin Herbert is there's a fact that he's going to have to regress. I think he's talented or whatnot, but there's a reason Joe Burrow was picked number 1, and there's a reason Justin Herbert was picked number 6, and I think that's going to show this year.
Damn, using half the time. Also was fucking with the timekeeper by just not saying anything for the first 5 seconds. All right, I have to say, what are we defining as best? Because Justin Herbert, better team, will probably statistically. That's also kind of hard because Joe Burrow probably will throw the ball 40 times a game.
See, I'm really, really torn on this one.
I'm gonna be honest.
Usually I have a person, not today.
I see. This is the first time I'm not torn. Hunter, you always give me a hard time for being indecisive. I'm going with Joey B because I think he's that injury. He's trending up. I think sophomore slump is a very real thing. And yeah, I'm sorry, Dobbs. I'm going with Joey B.
Oh, it's totally understandable.
Also, he's from the Dirty C. What do you expect me to say here?
He is from the Dirty C. I am talking to the two Dirty C boys.
So here's my thing. I think Joe Burrow is a more sure bet in this case. But Justin Herbert, to me, has kind of that more risk factor where it's he could boom or bust this year. Not boom or bust, but you know what I'm saying? He could either spaz even more than he did last year or not. Joe Burrow off the injury is kind of scaring me a little bit. And we talked about his scrambling. I don't know if he's going to want to do that right away. I don't know how that offense is going to work. Their weapons are crazy, but I really, 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 really want to go Burrow. I really do. But I think Herbert just has that risk factor where he might just ball out. So
Connor's part.
Bro, this is the hardest one we've done where the injury scares the shit out of me.
They're so close.
I do see Herbert. I do see the fact that Herbert could have a fat ass slump. I could easily see that.
That's what it was for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna run with it's a different coaching system too, though, in San Diego or LA. But
No
Yeah,
more Anthony
LA.
Lynn. No
Yeah,
more
no more
Anthony
Anthony Lynn.
Lynn.
fuck it. I'm gonna go Herbert. Sorry.
Gang.
Actually, I'm not apologizing. What the fuck?
You should apologize because you went against the Dirty C.
Yeah, I know.
He's
Those
going
fake
against
as
his own
fuck.
blood.
So
Caught.
I mean, that's why I wore orange today. But
Damn.
so me and Dylan are up next, and the question
week,
is,
Dylan.
which quarterback has the most to prove in 2021? So who's gonna go first?
I'll go first. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna come out with some
This is gonna
fucking
be
energy in this
wild.
one.
Let's
Go
go.
I'm gonna start this off with some.
All right,
Okay.
Oh, this is wild.
timer's going. I got the alarm too, so you're gonna be cut off right by it. All right.
All right.
When you start talking, I'll start it. All right.
Can you give me a countdown though?
Sure.
Thanks.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Go.
All right. So I don't give a fuck if Hunter has the better person. I don't care. I'm gonna try to argue this the best that I can. All right. Carson Wentz. Sure, he had one bad year. He was an MVP candidate before. He has shown that he can play at a high level, right? And that was just one bad year. I don't think he has that much to prove. He's going to be in a safe offense. I think he'll play pretty good. I don't think like it'd be a shock if he played well, right? This guy can't throw a fucking football. He was throwing at people's feet and stuff. We're talking about Cam Newton's career. If Cam Newton doesn't ball out this year, he's done. He's gone from the league. He might be in a backup role, who knows? But he is fighting for his career, and he posts fire Instagram posts all the time saying that he's going to be back. He wants it. He has so much to prove this year. If he doesn't, he's just gone. He's done.
5 seconds to spare. All right.
Damn. Oh
Love the
shit.
passion.
Hunter, you gotta bring that fire.
I had to bring the
I-
fire because I think Hunter is the guy.
We need to see the angry Hunter
you
before
ready?
we started the pod.
Angry
I was
Hunter.
pissed. I
All right,
just
3.
I'm good to go whenever.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
You know, I always find it interesting when someone starts off their argument, like 30 seconds of it, bashing my guy, not even talking up their own guy. But let's get back into Carson Wentz. He is on the Colts, and he was traded for a third-round pick and a conditional second-round pick, a $100 million contract. He's with the coach that he had his best season with. The franchise drafted him, gave him that money, drafted a second-round quarterback, and then traded him. He sucked last year. If Carson Wentz does not perform, there is so much on the line here. If Cam Newton doesn't perform, everyone knows he sucks. There's nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove. He is not a starting quarterback in the NFL anymore. Everyone knows that. Everybody knows this. Carson Wentz has that small chance, and if he doesn't, he's fucking done forever. Not forever. He's going to be some backup somewhere.
4 seconds to spare. All right. Dylan, you ready for your rebuttal?
Cam Newton is so ready to prove it this year. And like I said, his career is gone. He posts all these weird Instagram pictures with weird-ass captions that you can't even read. I've never seen someone more motivated to prove everyone else wrong. And you know what? Like I said, his career is done if he doesn't play well this year. I think he's got a lot to prove. That's all I have to say.
All right. Hunter, you ready? All right. Whenever you go. Whenever you want to go.
Cam Newton hasn't had a winning season since 2017. Nobody is counting on him. There's nothing, bro. The only thing he can prove is to himself that he can still step on the field and throw a football. No, I bet you no GM in his office is like, I wonder what Cam can do for us. Nobody's fucking doing that, bro. You know who's doing that? Carson Wentz, because of how much money's on the fucking line.
All right. That was quite the eventful little argument you had there, guys.
Me and Hunter
That
never
was-
fails for entertainment.
That was so funny, dude.
What do you think, Dobbs?
Just say it. I don't give a fuck.
No, this does need to be pointed out. Dylan, you made a great point about the fact that like Cam Newton obviously like really takes everything personally, and like he really does want to prove to everybody that like he doesn't just throw the football at people's feet, which is what we've seen a lot of the past 2-3 seasons. But Hunter does make a good point that I don't like. He really needs to prove it to himself at this point. Carson Wentz does have an entire city that is relying on him now, an entire offensive coordinator or the entire head coach that's relying on him to come and play well. Heavy investment into him. So with that being said, I got to go with Carson Wentz. But I do agree that Cam Newton is probably the most motivated man on earth to prove to everybody that he still can play football. That was a very good point. Like you're definitely telling no lies right there.
You always know when you're gonna lose to the judge because they start off with yours and then they say but.
It's okay. I already know what Connor's gonna say. I'm gonna take my L.
No. Let him say it. Let him say it.
All I care about is that I made a compelling argument for a shitty candidate for the argument.
Okay.
You definitely did a good job. You definitely made a compelling argument.
Thank you.
I want to hear it out of Connor's
All
mouth.
right. So, honestly, I think Dylan, you could have put a little bit more like thought into the argument or whatnot. I mean, like I would have started by saying like the greatest coach of all time has picked you to start their franchise after the GOAT or whatnot. Maybe talk about how they drafted a guy. He's got that to prove. But I mean, I think Hunter had the better argument, so I'm just gonna go with that.
Yeah, and he has.
Look at Hunter. He's going. Look. Oh no.
Dobbs. He said I'm keeping this on our planning call. He said I'm keeping this in my room for when I sweep you.
No.
All right. I was walking into the argument. Hunter snagged him so quick, and that's who I was gonna choose too. So,
bro, you got me. Oh, next time I sweep Connor, whenever that happens. Next,
shit!
Connor's been coming with good arguments. Connor's been coming with good arguments, so I can't predict my next sweep. But when it next occurs, I got a broom behind me too. I might have to. I'm gonna have to wild out.
Should all have one on the ready.
We do.
Don't let that happen to you. I just did that in front of everybody watching.
What do you want me to choose? He was the clear and
Sam
obvious
Darnold.
winner.
It's the easiest choice.
Oh my God, Sam Darnold's a good one too.
Right?
I don't get why you guys think Sam Darnold has a lot to prove.
This is the funniest part. When we promote the segment, literally we need this just like this 30 seconds right here.
You could have had Tua and you could have had Sam Darnold.
Okay.
You picked a quarterback who's 33 years old who has been throwing the ball at the ground for the last 3 years. What the fuck is he proving?
I didn't.
Yeah, we need this. Needs to be the segment. Look, this needs to be promotion right here.
I didn't take Tua because both of the Dobbs and Connor said they would have just chose me, and that's fake.
Are you a winner or what? Do you want to win? Because I don't want to get.
I don't want to win in a cheap fashion.
Well,
I don't want to win in a cheap fashion.
I'm not letting someone pull out a broom on me after a fucking argument.
This is too funny.
This is getting a little out of hand. Let's get to the crazy stat, huh? What do you say?
I'm trying to be a good guy, and Sam Darnold fucking sucks. He didn't have shit to prove. He's gonna prove that they're gonna go 6-11 this year. Congrats! All right, let's go. Chris out of the week.
Okay.
I'm being a nice guy.
Oh, do you want to win or be a nice guy?
Nice guy, bro.
All right. Welcome to the crazy stat of the week. It's always my favorite part of the podcast. So for this statistic, there have been 2 quarterbacks to throw more than 25 interceptions in one season since 2010. And one of them is Jameis Winston. The other quarterback to throw more than 25 interceptions in one season has done it twice since 2010. Who is this quarterback?
Phillip Rivers.
Good guess. I'm not gonna reveal the answer yet till everybody's got theirs out there.
Eli Manning.
So another good guess, Dylan.
I want to say Fitzpatrick, but he hasn't played enough games for that to be possible. I don't think.
I don't think.
You guys want to know?
I don't think it's a bad guess.
Eli Manning threw 25 interceptions in 2010 and 27 in 2013.
Our first one.
Congratulations, Dobbs.
See, I remembered because when I was doing my research for Eli Manning, I took note of a few. I thought for sure I saw a few 20+ interception seasons. I was like, there's a good chance that he might be the guy.
The
Yep.
first one ever.
That is
Dylan,
crazy though.
Crazy's gonna
I'm
be Hall
taking
of
my
Famer.
crown. Who's gonna take it, bro? I got the crown now. I got the crazy stat crown.
I don't think anyone's
Y'all
gonna
better come
take it
for
for
it.
a minute, bro.
I mean,
Dylan,
I'm rocking that bitch for a
um,
minute.
I know we got a little hostile, so I do want to apologize and let you know that at heart, I'm still a dirty C boy.
This is
Thank
too
you. I
funny.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hey, it's all for the debate segment.
It's all for the debate. But at the end of the day, when Joe Mixon is running all over those fucking stupid Jets, the ugly Jets,
Right. Right.
Mix, you
The
know what?
tables
Know
have
what's gonna
turned.
be?
Look at this
Know what?
bullshit.
Do
the-
they?
Fucking Joe Mixon's gonna post a picture of him in the Jets end zone and say Mixon mixed him.
That'd
And
be
then
so fire. That'd
and
be so
then-
fire.
And then Zach Wilson's gonna post a clip. And he'd be like, Zach Wilson willed the team to the playoffs while y'all was in the dirty seat and
Yep,
watching them
October
in the wild
31st.
card round.
They play.
They play.
Oh my God.
We have
Dobbs.
to be
All
in
right.
one house and we have
We
to
got
live
no. We need to go to the
stream
game.
Yeah, we gotta live
Fuck
stream
that.
it.
Let's go to the game.
New York?
Where is it? Is it in New York or is it in
On
Cincinnati?
Halloween? It's in New
Oh
York.
It is on
my god.
Halloween.
Wait, is it in Cincy? I'll drive to
No,
Cincy
it's in
for
New
this
York.
game. Oh.
Ah,
I'm
and it's
not
in New
going.
Jersey. It's in New Jersey.
Ew,
It's in
ew.
New Jersey.
We gotta hype it up. We gotta
Rutherford.
post a bunch of shit about our matchup.
Well, we
The
we
dirty
like
side
Beavers,
bets
the
on
hot
it.
Jets.
we definitely got to be together for this game.
Well, we should make a graphic. We should make a graphic and post it on our Twitter. Who are you
It-
taking? Who would you rather support this year, the Dirty C or the Hot Jets?
That'd be so fun.
Literally,
it.
that's a poll we need.
I'm down.
so
That'd be
fire.
funny as hell.
That would
With
be.
it.
But this has been quite the show. It's been an experience. It's 5:11 and we started trying to get this going at 2:30. So
Let's
quite a
go.
day. Thank
Let's
you guys
go.
for watching. If you can't tell, we do put a lot of work into this. So any bit of interaction with our content helps us a lot. Liking, commenting, subscribing, especially because then you'll see our videos and you'll be able to watch them. We put out clips. Thank you guys so much for real. Like we put a ton of time into this, so anything really does help. We'll be back next week. Let us know in the comments if you're a Dirty C fan or if you're a Hot Jet fan.
Let's go.
Because this is important.
Dirty
So,
It is important.
C.
This is important for
very
the future.
important. We got to think of like mottos for like each of them too. Like
We
so
should.
we can like handshake and say the motto.
Right.
We do.
But like I don't know, like if the Jets fans did it, it'd be kind of weird because then they'd be like taking our ideas and stuff. But Dylan, we can figure that out. So we'll be back next week. Thank you guys for watching. It was a great show.
Y'all ready for this?